Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to episode 10 of my Ajax Dutch Players Only series for Football Manager 2015. This is the mid-season review plus transfers and yeah, as you can see on the right by the league table we are currently in 5th position. This season has been a bit, topsy-turvy. We've encountered a few losses here and there in the league and also in the Champions League, but I mean that's a little bit more expected than us losing to fellow Dutch teams. So if I go into the league table now and just show you, we do have a game in hand, but we are on 40 points. If we win our game in hand, we will go into second quite comfortably. So yeah, it's fairly straightforward. Actually, we wouldn't because of goal difference, but we would be in third, tied second with Feyenoord. So yeah, we conceded quite a few goals. I mean, if you look down here, you can see that sorry, a lot of my players are actually unhappy. That's a problem I thought I would encounter with the fact that, larger teams are coming in, putting in offers for my players that aren't, up to their valuation or my valuation of them. And therefore, when I reject them or reject the offers, they are getting upset because they do want to, achieve higher and greater things than being stuck at Ajax because of my Dutch players only philosophy. Almost said that wrong. Um, so yeah, I'll go into the fixtures now. I'll go into the transfers first. I don't think we actually made any activity. We have set up a couple of deals. We actually did bring in one player, Jonathan de Guzman from Napoli for 1.7 mil. A player some of you probably will be familiar with. He did play at Swansea on loan a couple of seasons ago. As you can see, Dutch player obviously, 5 caps for the national team. He's a very good deep-lying advanced playmaker in the centre of midfield, so I thought he's the type of quality that I need to bring in. Of course, we lost one of our central midfielders to Turkish nationality, so we really need to bring in a replacement there because we were struggling, and it was one of the reasons why we have been, performing so poorly. So hopefully he can get embedded into the squad as quickly as possible. As you can see, he's lacking match fitness, and yeah, once he gets playing time, he'll be a lot better, I assume. He did play the one game for us, and he only averaged a 6.6, so that's a little bit worrying. But he was, of course, from the Feyenoord Academy. Um, Sorry, and then he played 2 seasons for Swansea in the Premier League when they first got promoted, I think. So yeah, he did go to Napoli, which is interesting. Never really set the world alight there, and yeah, now we signed him. The players out were Dejan Meleg, who is one of the Serbian players of nationality. We finally managed to offload him. He's been at the club for a long time. 675k. And then, of course, we had to sell Marko Vinovic, who was a player I brought in the first season, had Dutch nationality, and then obviously became Serbian as well. And he's actually got 2 caps for himself now, so yeah, he's definitely going to be a mainstay in their team. Really disappointed though, as he was one of my, he was pretty much on the starting lineup every single game, and was real solid. So we sold him to RC Lens for 4.8 mil, decent little return, and we brought in a player, of similar quality, maybe a little bit less, for a lot cheaper than we sold him, and also bought him for in the first season. So I think that's good. He's a little bit older, Guzman. He's 28, so we're going to need to try and replace him in the future at some stage. And the 2 players I have signed on Bosmans for next season are both defenders. First of all, we got Ryan Donk from Karimpasa. Yeah, Kasimpasa, the Turkish team. Very good, senior centre-back. It was something I went over in the last episode. We don't really have too many senior players. Of course, I tried to sign a Fele, but that fell through. And I want to bring in someone that can be a captain at some stage. And at 14 leadership, that is the highest we actually have. Very good, physicals as well. Half decent pace and good strength and jumping. And then he's got the defensive qualities that you need in a centre back. And of course, his mentals are half decent. So yeah, happy with that. And the other player we signed was Karim Rekic from Man City. A player in my under 21 setup for the Dutch under 21s. And yeah, he's a very good youngster. Very good potential to be a really good player. He also has 1 cap for the senior national team, so that's really good. And he can also play left back if needed as well. as he's got really good pace. His physicals are all pretty up there, so I'm liking that. Doesn't really have anything going forward as a left back, but he is solid defensively, so that's something I'm kind of happy with because it allows him to cover that position. Alright, we'll get into the fixtures now. Don't want to make this episode too long. The previous episode was a live com against PSV. I think it was there. So the game after that, we versed Shabab. We beat them 4-1 in the Dutch Cup third round. Pretty, convincing. They're a team we versed last season as well in the Cup, and we beat them then as well. El Ghazi, Castagnos with a brace, and Jaro Riedewald, the 18-year-old centre-back youngster, also on the score sheet there. They did get one goal from one shot on target, which is, a pretty common occurrence within my Football Manager playing. We then could only manage a 1-1 draw against Camber in the league. Our only goal coming from Zivkovic, but Eric Peters did get sent off through 2 yellow cards in the 84th minute. Again, scored one goal from one shot on target. We then versed Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we beat them 2-0 at home. Very impressive result. Geraldo Becker on the score sheet and a Kirchhoff own goal. We then versed Nakbreda and beat them 4-1 at home again, this time coming in the league. Zivkovic with a brace, Legion with one, and Nuri also on the score sheet. We then lost to Utrecht away from home. A disappointing 1-0 loss through an Eric Peters own goal, but as you can see, we did dominate them going forward. Their right back managed to pick up a man of the match performance somehow. We then lost 4-2 at home to Juventus. Pretty, fair result, I have to assume. Although, as you can see by the stats, we actually dominated them, which I didn't realise. But El Ghazi got a penalty for us. Geraldo Becker got one in the 91st. Pogba, Llorente, Pirlo, and Tevez on the score sheet for Juventus against us there. Pretty disappointing, actually, looking at those stats. I didn't think it was that, we were that dominant, really. By the scoreline, of course. We then versed Den Haag. I keep pronouncing that wrong. I'm not pronouncing it wrong, just reading it wrong. 4-0 victory away from home. Castagnos, El Ghazi, Klaassen with the penalty, and Geraldo Becker again on the score sheet. We then lost to league leaders, currently Vitesse, away from home. They are playing very well this season, but as you can see, surprise, surprise, one shot on target for one goal, and it came in the 4th minute, so we definitely got robbed there. We then got destroyed by Man United, pretty inevitable seeing them in our group. 4-0 away loss at Old Trafford. Falcao opened the scoring, and then Wayne Rooney got a hat-trick, and that's a fair loss there. We didn't really look like we were going to do too much in that game. We did bounce back, however, against Heerenveen. A 2-1 home victory in the Eredivisie. Klaassen and Kishner on the score sheet for us there. And surprise, surprise, one shot on target for one goal. Amazing. We then beat Excelsior 2-1 away from home in the Eredivisie. El Ghazi and Kishner, both of my wingers on the score sheet there. And could not keep the clean sheet. We then did keep a clean sheet, a 3-0 victory to Zwolle. El Ghazi with a brace and Castagnos also on the score sheet for us there. And Trent Sainsbury, the Aussie, picking up a yellow card against us. We then versed NEC and in the Dutch Cup 4th round. Beat them 2-0 away from home. Zivkovic and Walian in the 90th minute after coming on off the bench. Before losing a friendly game to HSV. Pretty straightforward result as well. Holtby, Zua, and Lesoga, yeah. Proper and Denswell on the score sheet for us there. Disappointing to lose that friendly game. We then played another friendly game against RC Gent, beat them 4-0. Van de Beek is a young player I'm trying to embed into the squad. He's a midfielder. Pretty decent potential. I'll show you him now, actually. As you can see, he is quite good, and he's become a first-team player. We're going to test him out, test the waters. Of course, if De Guzman, the new signing, isn't performing very well, we'll give Van de Beek a few games. And, Klaassen got a penalty. Ezra Walian got a brace within 2 minutes. Very good stuff there. We absolutely destroyed them. However, when we returned to Eredivisie action, we could only manage a 1-all draw at home to VVV Venlo. Bit disappointing. Castagnos got our only goal there. 2 shots on target for 1 goal for them. And yeah, Van Rijn picked up man of the match, probably for an assist with that goal. We then lost to VVV Venlo in the Dutch Cup quarter-final away from home. Really disappointing to lose this. I wanted to try and do the double again, the Dutch Cup and the Eredivisie. Both of their players, within 3 shots on target, they scored 2 goals. We were always going to lose that without us scoring any from 8. So yeah. And the final game I did play was against AZ Alkmaar, a 4-1 loss away from home. Really disappointing there, but you can see why. Johansson, Waitens, and Hafidi on the score sheet for AZ. Kishner got one back for us really late on. Well, not really late on, but quite late on. And as you can see, Denzel picked up 2 yellow cards in the 33rd minute. So we pretty much played 60 minutes with 10 men, and we were always going to lose from there. He also gave away a free kick, which Whitens actually scored when he picked up his second yellow. So yeah, kind of screwed us for that. And yeah, really not in the best position going forward for the league, but it's definitely salvageable. If we win our game in hand against Fortuna Sittard, who are coming last currently, which is always a bit of a bogey game for me. If we win that game, we will be 6 points off Vitesse. So I think we can definitely make up that. We just need to find a bit of consistency. If I show you the fixtures once again, as you can see, there's a couple of red dots and then green dots. So we're definitely winning. We had a little unbeaten patch there, but again, a couple more red dots and then more green dots. We had a really good start to the season, which was disappointing to not continue it for quite some time. Of course, we are in the... Oh, I'll show you the Champions League group first of all. I have to go back, don't I? Stages. Group stage. Oh, I can't remember what group we're in. As you can see there, we did finish 3rd, just ahead of Gladbach, who came last and only managed 2 points. So that win over them was very important, as we had also drawn with them. And yeah, as always, you always expected United and Juventus to go through ahead of us. Prayed for a miracle, but yeah, it was never going to happen. So yeah, we are in the Europa League, and our opponents, as you just saw before, are actually Fenerbahce, who are probably one of, if not the strongest team in Turkey. So it's going to be tough, but I do expect us to be able to beat them. I really do. I have faith in the European competitions for some reason. I know our form isn't great at the moment, but I really want to try and pick that up because I really am enjoying this series. It's quite a challenge, and obviously with these poor run, not a poor run of fixtures, but individual fixtures that haven't gone too well, it just makes me want to do better, which is something I haven't really found with the Everton series. I've kind of just accepted mediocrity because I don't really think we can actually beat the top 4 or make the top 4 in that series. But this series, anything's possible. And of course, the challenge is you can only use the Dutch players. So sometimes you're gonna have to sell your best players, like I have with Vinovic there, and replace them with players that might not be as good, but have the potential to be as good. So yeah, that's basically gonna wrap this episode up, guys. Not much to talk about in the under-21 front. We've got a couple of qualifiers coming up fairly soon. They're actually next season. Oh, no, they're in quite some time, actually. Yeah, they're actually next season. So I'll go over those probably in pre-season of the next season. But I will hopefully join you back with either an end-of-season review, or hopefully I can make the Europa League final, perhaps. Maybe, if I'm lucky. It's kind of a lottery there. We'll see how we go. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to drop a like. Really important to see those likes on these episodes, because I am enjoying it so much. Also, if you'd like to give me some feedback, I know a lot of you guys like to recommend players and stuff. I really appreciate that. I have actually written down a list of players that you guys have recommended me. So yeah, I'm going to look to bring some of them in. We'll see how we go. Quite a few of them have actually already transferred to other teams, bigger teams, so it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to actually bring some of those players in because they won't want to come back to the Eredivisie and play for arguably the best team, but still. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to wrap this episode up, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it, and goodbye.